Something is wrong with the Adventurers Guild. The continent's greatest mages are throwing fireballs that fizzle in impossible rain. Warriors who shatter boulders can barely lift their swords. A summoned wyrm, an apex predator from the Age of Gods, is tearing through the capital, and elites are losing. At the center of this collapsing disaster stands a boy who just hours ago was hauling crates for pocket change. His name is Ren Ashfeld, and everyone calls him Talentless. What no one realizes yet is that the boy with no power is the most powerful of them all. To understand how a social outcast became the only thing standing between civilization and annihilation, you have to go back 4 months, back to the day where Ren's world shattered. In the kingdom of Astrium, your 12th birthday determines everything. The awakening ceremony grants every child a measurable magical talent: fire conjugation, telekinesis, healing light, combat foresight, ranked from common to mythic. Your talent dictates your career, your social class, and your worth as a human being. One by one, Ren's peers step up to the crystalline orb and ignite with power. Their parents cheer. Guild scouts take notes. Futures crystallize in seconds. Then it's Ren's turn. He places his trembling hands on the orb and waits for destiny. Nothing happens. The glow he's supposed to trigger never comes. Confused murmurs ripple through the crowd. Ren presses harder, pouring desperation into the silent artifact. For one flickering instant, the orb reacts, not with light, but with strain. Then it detonates. The explosion sends crystal shrapnel across the ceremonial plaza, and a head officiant's voice cuts through the shocked silence like an executioner's blade. "Zero talent detected. The boy is a blank." The word lands heavier than any spell. In a society built on quantifiable magic, having none is a social death sentence. Ren's parents won't meet his eyes. Former friends edge away. Someone hurls rotten fruit, but before it connects, a decorative banner tears loose from a nearby merchant stall and falls, blocking the throw entirely. No one notices. They're too busy laughing. 4 months pass in a blur of humiliation and manual labor. Ren becomes a ghost haunting the edges of the world that rejected him, but stubborn defiance keeps him breathing. There is one place in Astrium where even a commoner can become a legend: the Guild Grand Hall, where adventurers who slay dungeon beasts and clear calamity scars become living myths. Ren decides he'll force his way in. The Guild Hall is everything he dreamed. Vaulted ceilings held by columns carved with legendary figures, quest boards shimmering with enchanted parchment, fire mages warming their hands with the idle flames, grizzled veterans playing cards with telekinetic chips. Ren approaches the reception desk, heart hammering, and tells the scarred receptionist he wants to register. The man doesn't even look up. He just points to a talent detector crystal on the counter. Ren places his hands on it. The crystal stays dark. The receptionist's mocking laughs echo across the main floor. No spark, no entry. The guild doesn't take blanks who'll die in their first goblin hunt. Get out. The crowd erupts. Aria Sunstrike, a crimson hair prodigy from Ren's village, laughs loudest of all, her amber eyes glowing with contempt. See, the talentless boy is delusional. Security shoves Ren through the doors and they slam shut on his future. But Ren doesn't leave. He camps on the guild steps, taking any job that the adventurers toss his way, hauling crates, delivering messages, sweeping entrances, enduring their taunts. One afternoon, exhausted and starving, a passing noble drops a coin pouch. It bounces off a loose cobblestone at an impossible angle and lands at Ren's feet, just enough for a hot meal, just enough to keep his fragile hope alive. He doesn't understand what's happening yet. Neither does anyone else. Then the wyrm comes. A summoning ritual had gone catastrophically wrong, tears open the sky. The beast that emerges is ancient, armored in obsidian scales, 30 meters of apocalypse given form. The guild's elites mobilize instantly. Aria launches a fireball the size of a carriage and a freak rainstorm extinguishes it mid-flight. Warriors who can shatter stone find their limbs seizing with inexplicable cramps. Every countermeasure fails, in increasingly improbable ways. The wyrm carves through the plaza, and hope drains from the defenders' faces. Ren, forgotten in the chaos, is trying not to get trampled. Being talentless makes him invisible. The wyrm's burning gaze locks onto him. It rears back and swings its tail, a strike that will obliterate half the street. A nearby explosion startles Ren backwards. He trips over a loose cobblestone, the tail whistles past, missing by centimeters, and slams into the base of an ancient bell tower instead. The tower groans and begins its fatal descent. At that exact moment, a guild sorcerer's lightning bolt goes wide, a panic, wasted shot. It strikes the cheap iron dagger Ren dropped when he fell. The metal redirects the electricity in a perfect 90-degree angle, and the bolt punches through the wyrm's eye. The beast seizes, roaring, paralyzed for a single critical second. The falling spire comes down like divine judgment, impaling the one unarmored joint in the creature's spine. The wyrm's death throes unleash a shockwave. Guildmaster Aldrich Varen throws up a desperate shield spell to protect his wounded adventurers, but he's running on fumes. The barrier flickers, collapsing inward and then inexplicably recenters. Instead of covering the plaza, it shrinks into a perfect golden sphere around the one person still standing in the rubble, Ran Ashfeld. Untouched, unharmed, surrounded by the shattered corpse of a monster that elite mages couldn't scratch. The survivors stare. To them, it doesn't look like a cascade of freak accidents. They see a boy who didn't run. They see bait that lured the wyrm into hitting a structurally weak tower. They see a perfectly timed deflection that exploited the beast's only vulnerability. They see strategy, not coincidence. The whispers start low and build into a roar. The blank did it. He saved the city. Aldrich limps forward, leaning on his obsidian staff, his one good eye fixed on Ren with an expression caught between wonder and terror. The Guildmaster had seen things in his 50 years. Forbidden histories, erased records, patterns that shouldn't repeat. And he's seeing one now. He makes a decision that will rewrite everything. Talent or not, you saved a city. By my authority as Guildmaster, I am overriding the entrance requirements. Provisional bronze rank. Welcome to the Adventurers Guild. The plaza erupts in stunned cheers. In a single afternoon, Ren Ashfeld goes from a social ghost to the miracle blank, a boy with no measurable power who somehow killed what legends could not. The guild scribes pin a bronze badge to his patched vest. Aria's face twists with disbelief. The crowd chants his new nickname. But in his tower study that night, Aldrich doesn't celebrate. He unlocks a drawer filled with blackened scrolls and century-old reports, each marked with a single word in the dead languages. Blank. He traces the pattern he's dreaded for decades, the appearance of a systemic anomaly, the impossible victories, the way probability itself seems to warp. He knows what comes next, the questions, the investigations, the hunters. And in the shadows beyond that firelight, something else is watching. A figure in white porcelain and black silk, standing where no one should be able to stand, tilts his black, masked head with the curiosity of a child pulling wings off flies. The broker has found a new game piece, and the game has just begun. Ren walks home through cheering streets, bronze badge glinting, carrying a secret he doesn't yet understand. His luck has made him visible, and visibility in a world built on measured power is the most dangerous thing you can be.